All right, and we are live. Good evening, kayak anglers, Northeast Ohio. Bob Hammond, joined here with Ken, Eric, Jay, Drew. Good to see everyone. We'll hang out here for a minute to get some people in. Oh, we got 7 people already. Holy cow! They're anxious. They're ready to go.
They want that ID code.
Yeah.
So we hold them hostage.
Before we get started, I'm of course going to take a sip of my delicious and refreshing Bell Store spring water, as you always got to do. Which actually brings me to my first point of my notes here. Kayak Anglers is a nonprofit organization. We are completely volunteer run. Ken, Eric, Jay, Drew, everyone, the board of directors, Rich, Dane, everyone, we all do this because we believe in it, and we get nothing out of it personally other than the satisfaction of running this. So thank you, everyone, for Eric designing these awesome jerseys. I know Western PA just released theirs. That's all time that they're spending on their own volition to do it because they actually care about it. And then on top of that, we also cannot do what we do without our awesome sponsors. From a club level, we got Fishing Online first and foremost. They are so generous to us. They have just a great selection of everything. And they have the ridiculous shipping speeds, everything. They're just awesome. Suspends. I'll have the yellowfin rigging station at the meetup tomorrow. I just got shipping confirmation today of another promo pack from them, so they are just treating us so well. And of course, we have the discount codes to both Fishing Online and Suspends. Hobie Eyewear, great glasses from them, and I haven't announced this yet because I was a little confused myself, but the AoY package is also going to include a $100 gift certificate. So along with the Smalley from Raccoon Creek, we got the Hobie Eyewear $100 gift certificate. Very cool. Kayak cushion, of course. I'm sitting on one right now because they're so awesome, and I got one at my desk now at my home office. I got 2 in both of my kayaks that I take out regularly. I got the Cush bar that I keep forgetting to grab because it's in the house instead of with my kayak stuff. So trying them out. Bull Bay rods. We have gosh, I forget which one we're raffling off tomorrow. The Banshee. We have a Banshee series from them that we'll be raffling off tomorrow, and I have all the 5 rods in my garage right now, and I keep going out there and just kind of playing with them, thinking like, oh, this is pretty nice. Do I really have to give this away? 412 and Scared Fishless. I actually just got this week this massive box of stuff that we'll be raffling off, along with there is some Never Lost gear down here. I'll have some of that added tomorrow to the charity raffle. Let's see, Catch products, of course, the best boards there are, and I mean it's one of the 2 that's approved. It's just the Hog Trough and the Catch board, and the Catch board is so much nicer to judge on, so much nicer to use. Woo Tungsten. Tungsten price is going up. We got a discount code from Woo Tungsten. Never Lost gears. I mentioned Cross Kicks. I think like 3 or 4 people in the last week or 2 have gotten Cross Kicks, and they look pretty nice, and huge discount from them on that. Dubro Fishing. I know everyone is always talking about the locking nuts that they have, but they have so much more than just that. Kitech, everyone loves a good swim bait, and I think Kitech's been at the top of the list for forever. Thomas Custom Lures, Dane said he swapped all of his hard baits over to Thomas Custom Lures, the great paint jobs, the quality components. G-Socks, they're the rod socks with the polyvinyl covering over the hook, the hook keeper portion, so it keeps the hooks out from tangling all the other rod gloves like happens to me almost every time. Boondocks USA, great landing gear. I'm very curious at Pymatuming at the end of the month. Rich bought a hammock frame for it. I'm really curious to see what that looks like and how good that works for him. And then Yak Power, they were a Northeast Ohio sponsor for a number of years, and now they're a club level sponsor. The battery box is killer, the wiring kits, the light kits, really awesome, and they are being very generous with us as well. I will be, where's that? We do have a $50 gift certificate from Yak Power that we'll be raffling off tomorrow. And I forgot to mention during the suspends, winner tomorrow gets a $100 gift certificate to suspends. And then every single person, if they scan this code tomorrow, will get a free $10 gift card. So definitely show up at the meetup, scan the QR, save $10. That's on top of the 15% discount code that we have in our welcome letter for members. So very cool, awesome. And like I said, I do have a promo pack coming. It's not going to arrive in time for tomorrow, but we're going to have a whole ton of suspend stuff that we're going to be giving away throughout the year. So very cool, awesome, great people, great to work with, and very generous. And then for my club level, Bell Stores, of course, Bell Stores. They've given us the freedom to use their contributions in whatever way we see fit. So for our 5 AoY events, we have a guaranteed $400 in payouts that's going to go to first, second, and third. Just awesome. Thank you. Their support. They've, what's this, 3 or 4 years now, and they actually stepped up even more this year. So great, awesome, and delicious and refreshing spring water. Raccoon Creek Outfitters, Dustin, Bobby, Justin, Brett, all the Raccoon Creek team, awesome people. Of course, they're providing the Smalley that's going to be the cornerstone of our AoY package this year. So really cool, brand new kayak that we're able to give away. Thanks to Raccoon Creek. Been a sponsor not since the beginning. Actually joined us their second year, but he's been just absolutely so generous with us. Fisherman Central, speaking of since the beginning, they have been a sponsor of ours since the beginning. Great support from them. I also have this massive bag. This massive bag of lures that they gave us that I am going to, while you guys are all fishing tomorrow, I'm going to be sorting these all out into little prize packs that will be raffled off throughout the year. Doring Vision, they're a eye doctor based in Massillon, both Ohio State grads. They joined us last year. We had a couple of pairs of Costas that we raffled off last year. They're back again this year, and I still need to make my eye doctor appointment because I need new glasses. I hate these, and I know he's going to get me the right pair. The Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District, they're sponsoring our Rivers event later in the year. Very exciting to work with them that they want to help us out. And then Buckeye Sports Center, they're back again this year. If you're looking at a Hobie, they're the place to go. And we will be having a Hobie demo after the Portage Lakes event. We're going to have some Hobies there again this year. Go out, try them out. That Lynx was so much fun to play with last year. I had so much fun with that. And I believe that's it. Is that long enough list? Did I get everyone? Who did I miss? Anyway, so this is the captain's meeting for our 4-lake pick'em tomorrow, but it's also the virtual awards for our April event. I got a couple people here. First, I'm going to bring Christian in. Christian's the lone non-member that joined our April event, and if I can also share my screen, yeah, I can. Did pretty well, including tying big bass, 21 and 3/4 inches. 103.5 inches. Tourney X estimates that at 25.7 pounds. That's a pretty good month. Christian, you had asked me about a I don't know, called a honey hole or a lesser known area. Did any of these fish that you submitted come from that little secret spot you had?
No, they actually did not. I didn't end up making a trip out there, but I wish I had. So I might have got that extra half an inch.
Yeah, and you have the tiebreaker too with the big bass. So half an inch would have taken Derek down a peg. So what? Oh, I don't want to ask very specific questions, but did you hit like the same area, the same lake? Did you hit the same depth range, the same cover?
I don't want to ruin anybody's spot here, but
yeah, right.
I won't name drop any lakes, but I was on a pretty mainstream body of water here in Northeast Ohio, and it's one that I live pretty nearby to and fish quite often. But there's lots of good fish in there, and I'd be willing to put money on it that lake could win this tournament almost every year if you get the right bites. Couple of those bites lined up, and a couple are left in the lake still swimming. So I wish I could have a couple of those back.
You did lose a couple.
But, I lost one really key fish. Yeah,
and that's kind of the
hurts
point.
A little bit.
That's kind of the point of this April online is, we sat all winter and a lot of us weren't getting out. So you got the whole month where you can maybe not execute 100% and still be able to recover. And I think most of your fish came later in the month, right? 24th, 21st, 18th, 28th, and 12th.
Yeah.
The big one came early.
Yeah, the big one came early. I had some, I think maybe like 18, 19 inches early on that I upgraded throughout the tournament. But yeah, most of the bigger ones that I have there on the screen, they came later in the last maybe 2 weeks.
That's right. It was the tie came later, April 24th. Brandon caught you, and it's funny. I looked. You were on the same water in the same general area, and I was like,
we were.
Is this the same fish? Because caught 12 days later, is it the same fish? And I don't believe it is.
Yeah.
Not that it would matter, but it was more of a curiosity point of, did they just catch the same fish?
Well, yeah, had a good tournament, caught a lot of fish, had a lot of fun, and props to Derek for hitting the 104-inch mark. That's huge. But we have a lot of Great Lakes here in Northeast Ohio. Big fish can come from any of them.
What's next on your schedule? I know you're not fishing with us tomorrow. You have a boat tournament, or
my next boat tournament is on West Branch in a couple of weeks. But actually, tomorrow I'm hopefully heading up to Lake Erie for some smallmouth. So weather permitting.
Yeah, we'll see what that weather holds out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on actually second place and half of Big Bass took home more money than first place did. So good work. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for a good tournament. Had a lot of fun.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on the water again, especially since I'm not competing. All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to drop you out and bring in the next one. Oh, actually, not you, Derek. I'm going to bring in Andrew. Andrew, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
You, Derek.
Thanks for joining us. You led for most of the way. And so my question to you, without being specific, naming lakes, blowing up spots or anything, you hit a specific place early in the year and then switched to a more known lake. Yeah. I think if anyone who's been on Discord has seen, I think you've dropped the name a couple of times, but which if you want to join Discord, I'll drop the link. Drop the link here in the comments. And I just realized I haven't been watching them at all.
Guys are frantically searching all of Andrew's messages.
So there's a search function.
Just do process of elimination.
Where was he? Where was he?
From a Godel containing lake. What was your thought process behind going from the your secret spot to a bigger, more known?
Yeah, so Lake X, I'll call it. So I hit up that one early in the month, and it was just really, really hot. And then the other one, honestly, it's just kind of a far drive. So I just like fishing it after work is kind of tough because you don't get much time by the time you get out there. So then finally, when I had some free weekends that weren't terrible weather, I went out there and found some good ones. And I got one more at a different lake. So I ended up with 3 lakes for the keepers, which was cool. But yeah, just kind of switched it up. Tried to find some giants to catch those 2 guys, but it just wasn't on the cards.
Yeah. Unlike the other 2, most of your fish are earlier in the year, the first half. Oh, you got that on the 26th, and then this one's on the 20th. I mean, you jumped out to an early lead. We watched you for 3 weeks at the top. So when you're fishing 3 different lakes, did you were you targeting the same sort of stuff, the same depth range, the same cover?
No, actually, 2 of the lakes were completely different. One, I just found a kind of a pocket that they were going crazy after shad, so it was a blast. I caught in 3 days, I caught 75 plus fish probably, so that was a lot different. And then the rest were pretty much classic pre-spawn points and areas like that. So
awesome. Well, we're going to keep this moving here. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish, leading it for quite a way. Left some fish on the board for tomorrow, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Although not from these lakes, of course. No, that was a dumb thing to say.
That's all good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I'm going to drop you down, and next on the list then is, last but not least, and first, Derek. What's going on?
Hi, guys.
Congratulations on your 1st place. And
thank you.
Is Sue around? Can we congratulate her too on
Sue? They want to know if you're around. They want to congratulate you too for pushing me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
So you also, along with Andrew, you had your little secret hole that you hit for quite a while, and then you left it to go elsewhere. What was your thought process behind going from a smaller secret, not so secret spot to more known lakes?
Basically proximity. I mean, the lake I mainly fished is farther away from me and harder to hit after work. And through the week after work, I can hit these closer lakes to me. And so it just made it, easier.
Okay. So same question for you then. Did you find the same pattern, same depth range, same cover? Is that?
Yeah. Because I mean, you know me. I mean, that's pretty much. I fish the same thing all year long. If this spot has overgrown, then I just go find a spot that was just like the last one, and so.
Awesome. 104 inches. That is the new high score for kayak anglers.
Oh wow.
Month-long April event. I know I commented on your Facebook post already, but the Christian's 103 would have been had you not beat him by half an inch. So that's cool. And again, on Discord, Derek's been very open about what he's been using, and even just tonight, he showed what exactly he'd been using and what he wore out. And so I shared the link in the chat. So
Discord gets a lot of exclusives.
It does.
It does. I mean, we're just talking there.
We just sit there, work all day, and talk. I mean, it's not a constant conversation, but we're on there.
Pretty close. I try to share information on Facebook, but I feel like more than a post or 2 a day is overload, and some might be missed or not seen. So, but with Discord, where we're just chatting, it's so easy just to drop and say hey, this is look at what I got tonight. And I did share the one funny picture when I got the 412 and Never Lost package in with one of my cats doing quality control on it, that she was digging into it, looking at everything. So it's fun stuff. And I don't have any questions. You guys have any questions for 104 inches here?
Nope. Hey, well then I'll say something.
Why aren't you fishing tomorrow? I guess is my only question.
No. I mean, it's possible, but it won't be in the pickem. But I want to say, first off, Christian, good Lord, man, that guy was just He never stopped. And I mean, Andrew jumped out to that big lead, and me and Christian were battling for the last 2 weeks, flip-flopping second and third and fourth and fifth. I mean, we were always in there and flip-flopping each other. Mm-hmm. And it's just like every time I'd pass him, then he'd be like, okay, there he is again, and we're both trying to catch Andrew, who's just sitting out there. I think Andrew had 100 inches after the second week. Yeah. So, we're in the 90s still back then. And it's like, oh, okay. And we're flip flopping. And then when this past weekend, when we both jumped over Andrew, and I jumped over first and thought, okay, I got a pretty good comfortable lead now. I knew I had one fish on Andrew. Andrew catches one big fish and he's got me. But Christian and Ken too, they're sitting back there right behind me. And I'm like, okay, they need 2 fish. So I felt comfortable. And then the next day, there's Christian again. It's like, what are you doing, man? Stop. So, but yeah, it's no secret what I do. I say it all the time. Give me a fluke frog and a chatterbait and set me loose. It's a little early in the season for a frog, although I did catch 2 small ones on a frog, but there you go. That's what I use. So I like to fish weeds. I like to fish lily pads, any type of shallow weeds. I'm on it. So there you go. There you go. There's your Discord exclusive.
Yeah. I think right there.
Yeah, there you go. There's some. Those are Zakos, by the way. White Zakos.
Yep.
They're
I always show these off.
Look at that fish. Look at the shoulders on that fish.
Yeah.
That was a horse, and that came right out of the lilies, man. I mean, in a thick lily pad field. So that was, as soon as you set the hook. It's funny, you catch these 14 and 15, 16-inch bass, and they hit so hard, and you think, oh, here's a good one. And then you get it to the yak, and it's like, oh, you're only 15 inches. Man, you really felt good. When one of those hits, you know instantly that's a good fish. And as soon as she hit, and right in the middle of lilies, when Adam posted that video a couple weeks ago where he went, uh-oh, that's pretty much what I did. Nice. I set that hook and I went, uh-oh. And my yak turned and I just started leaning back on her. So
awesome. I missed that. I haven't been out to the lakes yet targeting big largemouth. This is the time of year for them.
Yeah, there's my other one, 21.5. That was in the lilies too. Only one fish came non-lilies.
Yeah.
Non-lilies.
Did I pull up Christian's? I don't remember if I did or not when he was in, but here's the 21.75 tied for big bass.
Outstanding fish.
Derek, I'm gonna drop you out now and bring in the next person. Right. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations.
Bye, fellas. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Later, man.
All right.
From this 21.75, we're gonna scroll down to the other tie, 21.75. Brandon, thanks for joining us here. Look at this big one too.
Yeah,
big old Bubba Gump lips there. So you only turned in 3, but you got one big one. So it's nice little paycheck coming out of it. And what were your thoughts behind it? And did you get out much? Was it? I mean, I know you had other obligations that you were other trails you were doing.
So those of you that don't know, I own 330 Bait Company. So between orders in the spring, filling orders and stuff like that, and obviously I am spoiled and I really like to fish wingfoot because I live 5 minutes away from it. Obviously, it doesn't apply to this tournament, so I fish that a lot. And I honestly just ran out of time. I mean, it's no excuse. But that one there, actually saw her on a bed the day before, and she slid out because of the cold front, and I caught her.
Wow.
And I knew it was her. She had that big Bubba Gump lip. So, but it was funny. As soon as I caught her, I texted Christian. I said, "So what do they do for tied big bass?" Because I honestly wasn't thinking about it.
That's when I got the
But-
message from him. He's like, "What do you do with a tie?" And I said, "You and Brandon are gonna split the pot. Go catch a 22."
Yeah. Well, I told him, I was like, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be you. Because me and him were fishing generally the same water, and I knew. But sorry if there's a lot of background noise. I'm at Hartville Kitchen right now.
Oh, nice. You two had asked me about the same little secret spot. I don't know if that's if you know, you're both doing that, but you had asked, or Christian had asked me, and then you asked me like the next day, and I was like, oh, I was just asked about that, so I know the answer.
Yeah. He lived pretty close to me, so we were all fishing the same general water.
Awesome.
So,
Well, hey, thanks for hopping on. Congratulations on your big fish.
yeah, no problem.
Good luck tomorrow. You're still headed up to the harbors?
Yeah. I had 2 days of practice. It blew pretty hard, but honestly, I found the fish I needed to find. We'll just see if they hold up.
Awesome. I'll be watching tomorrow. Since I'm not fishing, I'll be judging this event, so I'll be watching you guys.
Yeah, I need another good finish. I'm going for Angler of the Year this year. So
yeah, you had a good one at Alum and Hoover, right? Second.
Yeah, I got second, and I made a good run at it at the end, but not quite enough. But Alex crushed him that tournament.
Yeah. You gotta go up against Stahlbaugh.
Aaron
White.
Stahlbaum and Robert Weicker
Yeah.
are pretty good at the harbors too.
Everybody talks about Weicker, and yeah, you know what? Here's the thing, man. And it's not me trying to be arrogant or anything. I came from the big boat world. There's not many people that really freak me out, you know?
Mhm.
I do it because I love the competition.
Confidence is key too.
Yeah, I really love the competition, and that's what I live for. So no matter who it is, no matter what your name is or what you're known for, I accept the challenge, you know?
Awesome. Well, thanks for hopping on. Congratulations on your big fish. Good luck tomorrow. We'll move on to our captain's meeting here.
Cool deal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Actually, we can talk to first out of the money, 100 inches and nothing to show for it.
Hey,
Ken, you also hit did you stay on your little secret spot the whole month? Did you go anywhere else?
I went somewhere else. I had a fish from a different lake that stayed on my board till the very last week and a half. But then everything that you see there is from the same spot. So,
did you see the same pattern, depth, all that kind of stuff when you're moving different lakes?
yeah, I generally fish almost the same thing. No matter what time of the year it is, I kind of force feed the scenario most of the time. But yeah, I took what I knew from the lake that I was fishing the most and tried to apply it to where I went as just like a different place to go. And I think the biggest mistake in that is that every body of water is a different size. And you have to take that into account with the temperature rising, because I think the water temp is like the most important thing in April, at least for me, to key in on what they're doing and where they're going to be, like depth and what they're relating to. Because April, there's such a hard swing of environment from like the first day of April, it's kind of barren. So if you can find any sort of structure with a little bit of depth, they're probably there. Whereas the end, you've got lily pads growing up, you've got grass starting to grow, you've got algae growing. The water temps can range from 58 to 66, depending on what lake you're at. So I think I just didn't take the time to relearn the new location. So I just fall back on what I had keyed in on in the main area.
Gotcha.
But
Awesome.
I mean, I had, I wasn't alone. So there was competition where I was at as well. Plus, timing with weather fronts and work and all that stuff. Like, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. So that's all. And I can't be upset. Like you guys know, most of these probably don't, but I hadn't been on a kayak before the end of March for about a year and a half due to my Achilles tear. So coming out and hitting 100 inches in an event and knocking the rust off I can't complain about anything that happened this past month. I'm very pleased with how it went. So paycheck or no, it's never a bad thing to hit the Century Club.
You and Derek both are coming off of pretty serious injuries and a lot of time off. I think he had a couple months after you was his injury. So to see you two both out there and like you said, hit 100 inches and still be able to move, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it makes your recovery a little harder though, because not quite back at 100%. But so Sunday will be an extra long day.
Yeah,
but.
Eric, you also competed in this one, finishing 11th place. You got any comments or anything? I think you covered quite a bunch of different lakes, right?
What's up? No, I have nothing to add. I have no good stuff to say. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'm ready to go to bed and get up and fish.
All right. Well, then, with no further ado, let's go into it. So this is our first AoY event, the 4-lake pickem. This is picked between Wingfoot, Mogador, Dale Wellborn, and Deer Creek, the 4 lakes that were not available in our April event. Our idea on that was that you're focusing on either fishing for the April event or pre-fishing for their first AoY. So we wanted to kind of separate them and make you choose. And so we'll see how this works out tomorrow. I know the weather isn't quite ideal, but fish don't care about rain. They're already wet, right? So this starts tomorrow. You need to have the universal identifier. It's linked right here. It's on the Facebook page. It's on the Discord server. It's somewhere on Tourney X. I've never been able to find it there, but I did upload it. So if you know how that works, the code, we'll go through that here at the end of this meeting. It goes, you got your initials in the initial box. You got the code in the code box. Black and white or colors fine. All that kind of fun stuff. Captain's meeting. This is the captain's meeting. If you're in the event, you've already paid. And we are up to, 38 anglers with 35 in the big bass. So you have until 10 o'clock to sign up. So you got an hour and a half from right now. If you signed up and didn't pay for the big bass and you want to get in on that, send the $10 to neoh@kayak-anglers.com and I'll get you added to that. 3 fish limit tomorrow. Paddle ins at 6 o'clock. Sunrise is 6:22. So if you're going in the first few minutes, make sure you have your 360 light. Be safe. Lines ins at 6:30. It's the first cast at 6:30. Lines out at 2:30. Submission deadline's 3:30, and the meetup is also. We'll try to get that started about 3:30. It'll be at the Wingfoot Lake State Park, which is linked right here. It's just right in the middle. We're going to try to snag one of the pavilions down here. So like this parking lot, or there's a parking lot here. I'm not quite sure. I'll try to post something on Facebook if we can snag a pavilion where we'll be. I'll drop a pin. Because I think it's gonna be wet.
So real quick, Bob, if Tourney X is not the easiest place to get the identifier card, if you're on your phone, you can't save it as like a PDF to email or print out or anything. If you're on a web browser, if you're logged in, you go to My Dashboard, and it will bring up the squares of if you like hit the down drop in the top right, and you go to My Dashboard as your own login. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. That's fine. But if you go to My Dashboard, it'll bring up all the little squares, and there's one of the squares that says identifiers/codes, and you click on that, and if you're registered, it will bring up your tournament list, and you pick on whichever one, and it will always load our identifier sheet. So then you can click in and save image or whatever. But not the easiest way to get it. But if Tourney X is the only thing that you participate in the group, and then that's where it's at.
No, I don't think I can do it from our.
No, you probably can't do it from the main account. It has to be an individual, and you have to be logged into you have to be signed up for the event.
Okay. Cool. So use this link. hit the Facebook page, it's under the Files tab, or hit the Discord server, it's in the Files channel, or message me and I'll send you this link or this link or this link or whatever. So yeah, the meetups at the Wingfoot Lake State Park, I'll try to drop a pin if I can snag. I'll try to get there early and snag one of the pavilions or something, get us out of the rain. Bring cash for the charity raffle. We'll have sponsor donated prizes. I have the Bull Bay Banshee spinning rod. I got a $50 Yak Power gift certificate. I'll have lure packages from Fisherman Central, 412 Bait Company. I'll have Never Lost Lures, leashes. The prize packs from Fisherman Central, which are going to be packed in these awesome dry bags that Ken got for us that say man snacks on them. Might be a little goofy, but they're still waterproof dry bags that we'll be able to use. Nice size, pack a spare set of clothes for tomorrow, that kind of thing. So we'll get that. I don't even know what else is in my garage. It's just all piled up on stuff. So I'll have to leave some for surprises tomorrow. But yeah, bring cash, please. We can do PayPal, but cash is just easier. Raffle tickets are $5 for one and $10 for three. As I said, it's Wingfoot, Mogador, Dale, Walborn, Deer Creek. Public access only, no private access. It has to be available to everyone the morning of. And then because we're kayak anglers, human-powered, purpose-driven, there are no motors allowed without approved medical exemption provided in advance. We do have a few of those this year, but I don't believe any are signed up for tomorrow. So we shouldn't see any motors running.
Might be one.
Might be one.
The original.
Yeah. Anyway, so event rules are linked right here. That takes you to this page. We do have one youth angler signed up right now. There may be another one signing up. Youth anglers are allowed to receive help from other competitors or their guardian. So if you see that going on, it's okay. Sorry, I got distracted by that comment there. Event rules. Yeah, black bass only, largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass. It's a catch picture release event. You are not allowed to keep any bass species for any reason. You are allowed to keep other species that you catch. If you catch a walleye, you want to fill a cooler with bluegill, whatever, they must still meet all state, federal, and local guidelines and regulations. Fish must be caught from a kayak. We do allow wading, but the kayak must be in the picture when you submit it. So to catch and don't wander too far from your kayak. It's not going to be too warm tomorrow, but we don't want the fish out of the water too long. Artificial lures only. If you catch a bass, you can't make any more casts until that fish has been released. Only kayaks, single-person canoes, and paddle boards are allowed. The Angler 360 Blue Sky, that's cool. Human-powered propulsion only, paddle and pedal. If you have a motor installed in your kayak, like the EPDL or a Newport on the back or a trolling motor up front, that must be disconnected before you launch. Youths are allowed to be in a tandem. I don't know if we have any that young. Launch points are public launches. It must be available to everyone, and that does include pay. If any single person can, every single person can show up and pay that morning and launch, then that does count. Measure in, as I said, is going to be at the Wingfoot State Park. I was hoping to get some cool pictures of the blimp. It's in the throwback silver and black 100-year anniversary paint job, and I thought that would have been cool to see, but I don't think with the weather tomorrow, they're probably going to keep her parked in the hangar. Here we go. Judging and scoring. The hog trough and catch boards are the only accepted measuring devices for tournaments. We haven't approved the Yak Attack board. We're not going to approve it this year. So the hog trough and catch boards only. And then the identifier must be in every single picture. The two or three initials, and the 3-digit code must be visible in every single picture. If you submit it covering up the initials, that's going to be disqualified. If you cover up one initial, it's still going to be disqualified. If you cover up one number, it's disqualified. Like the initials and the code has to be in every single picture. And we have to clearly see that is the 2025 Kayak Anglers identifier. Black and white color is fine. And then we do have some examples on our rules page if you need to take a look at that. Facing left, belly to belly. You can pinch the tail. We do allow that. Nothing covering the face and eyes, nothing under the gills, nothing under the fish. Mouth closed, nothing in the mouth. All standard rules here.
A lot. I can't speak to every one of them, but a lot of the pictures from our April online, those guys at the top, are pretty good pictures.
Yes, and I'm actually was gonna go through that here towards the end. But yeah.
Okay.
And then, as we saw in the April event, a tie in the big bass splits the pot 2 ways, 3 ways, 5 ways, 8 ways. So go catch your biggest fish. It is a 12-inch minimum. The 3 longest fish is your score. Rounding of fish rounds down to the nearest 1/4 inch. So yeah, nothing can be in the fish's mouth. Fish grips, boca, the donkey leash, any of that. And then absolutely nothing can be used to hold down the fish except for your one hand. No stringers, tie downs, tourney tags, bungees, restraints in any way. Nothing can cover the fish's eye or be under the gill plate. And then again, some more good and bad examples. Here's a good one of where the identifier gets cut off. So that would be a disqualification. The entire identifier has to be on there. And then here's the important thing. Dead eye, missing eye, mangled eye, anything like that. If it appears to have a different eye, you must submit a video of its release. You start the video with the fish on the board, and then you grab it and you show as you release it, and then that gets sent to me, and then I'll approve the fish. That's a big thing because it is now in our rules. It is written right here. We use the default tourney X scoring, and then payouts is 25%, or it's 3 fish or 3 people or 25%, whichever is bigger. Right now we're sitting at 38 people. We do have an hour and 15 minutes left to sign up, so maybe we'll hit that 40 mark and pay out 4 spots. And here's the explanation of the Angler of the Year, Female Angler of the Year, Junior Angler of the Year, the championship invites that we're working toward, get more people to the Susky. Sportsmanship, I know we're fishing for money and we all want to win. I think the joke is I want everyone to have almost as good a day as I do, but we're still out there just to have fun, be cool. Kind of goes through that, and we do reserve the right to remove anyone if they break any of these rules. Don't cheat. I'm not going to go through any of the ways that you can cheat, but just be honest. Accept the fish as you get it. And then yeah, as Ken said, you can see on our April event a lot of at the top of the, straight over top, you can clearly see it hits 21.5. Here's identifier clearly visible, lips touching, one hand not under the gill, not covering the face, anything like that. Ken's done on our Facebook page the Tourney X walkthrough and some of the good and bad picture. So he's a perfect one to watch, and he's got the Titan with the nice catchboard spot here. So very clear to see. identifier visible, 21 1/4, lips touching. I think, are you even pinching the tail a little right there too, which we allow. If you can get that extra 1/4 inch or that extra little bit to get there. And then some things that, now this is one, I'm sorry to call you out, Dwayne, but the angle of your pictures, like this one was accepted, but it's not good. I'm sorry to be that blunt, but we can see that the lip's touching here, but you really can't see a lot of the fish. So try to just get over top more. And I did get a DQ our first year for pictures with a bad angle like this, because they couldn't tell. It looked like the mouth might be open and they couldn't tell if it was or wasn't. So Dwayne, try to get a little more over top. We did accept this one. It ended up not being an issue, but this one's a little better, but you're kind of down from it a bit. So try to get a little more centered. Again, this was accepted. And then who was the other one? It was Mark Johnson. Again, just try to get a little more over top of the fish. This was accepted. This is we took it, but it's really getting borderline on where Drew and I, as judges for the April event, we had to have a discussion on this. Is it okay? Can we see everything that we're supposed to? And then what else?
The big key point on that is to not put them or whoever is judging in that situation. If you take a picture like Derek had, or like I had, or like Christian had, and you leave zero chance for the judges to have to deliberate on whether it can be DQ'd or not on something silly like that. So, make sure your identifier's in there, make sure the lips are touching, get over top of it, eliminate all the reasons for them to be able to DQ you. They're not looking to, but that is their job, is to make sure that you are submitting exactly what you're supposed to submit to make a fair competition between everybody. So if you eliminate that from them, there's no problem.
It wasn't this one. It was the next one. And another example of a good picture is Julia here in her first kayak tournament. Also, if you notice on the sleeve right here, she's rocking the KA jersey. So that's pretty cool to see. Identifier clearly visible straight over top of the fish. Lips touching. Awesome. Shout out to Fishing Online right there too. So really a good picture there. She clearly did her homework before joining her first kayak tournament. So thank you for that. And yeah, went over the rules. So payouts right now, it is an Angler of the Year event. So we do have the Bell Stores bonus bucks, 200 to first, 150 to second, and 50 to third. So here's where we sit in the payouts right now. We got 38 anglers, 35 in the big bass. Oh, did someone just sign up?
Yep. Well, I just refreshed it and it says 39. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Tyler, I still got it sitting in my inbox. So we're up to 39. And he's in big bass. So I just realized that had his address that I just flashed. No one dox him, please. So we got 39 anglers, 36 in big bass now. That's adding $277.88 to the charity fund. Big bass is $360. First place is taking a whopping $616.81. Second's $441.77, and third is $175.04. And if we get one more angler, we'll go up to 40. And you'll notice right here, our judge was unavailable this weekend, so Rich and I will be judging. So we're judging in-house, so the judge fee is being rolled over into payouts as well. So a little extra on that as well, just as happenstance. So that's where we're at now. And Dan,
yeah. If you have any old identifiers, just throw them away or put them in your house or something. There's no need to carry them around.
This is a comment that pops up based off of the experience. And unfortunately, Dan showed up to one of our events with, I believe it was a Bassmaster, the PA Bass Nation identifier, and fished for fun that day. And so that's one of those that comes out because you've made that mistake. So sorry, Dan, but thank you for the reminder. That's learn from my fail kind of thing. And if we have any questions or anything, still got 21 on, not too many comments here.
Quiet tonight.
Yeah, everyone just wants to shut up and
that
let's go
ID
fish.
number.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. I will click generate here, and the 3-digit code that pops up will be, oh, here we go. Thank you, Ben. PFDs must be worn at all times, fully zipped, fastened, everything. With the way the weather looks tomorrow, if you need to put a jacket on or take it off, all your rods and your rod line, your lures, everything has to be out of the water. You take the PFD off, add the jacket, take the jacket off, put the PFD back on, and then you can get back to fishing. Only when the PFD is fully fastened, zipped, clipped, everything, can you go back to casting. So thank you, Ben. Are there any off-limit areas on these lakes? I don't think there's any. Oh, I hate this question.
I think there's off limits at Mogador by the dam, isn't there?
By the dam, yeah.
Right.
The fishing map shows something in the very northern part, but a lot of people say that it's not. But
I believe they updated that.
Okay.
At Mogador, I thought. But I don't know that they updated the state map is the problem.
Correct. The resources say that it's not available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So down by the dam and up at the thingy. I don't know what that's called. If the dam's down here, then
PFD under a jacket.
Those are both dams, Bob.
It's also a dam. Okay. So Michael, to answer your question, can it? Yes. Should it? No.
Be prepared if you're gonna cover your PFD with anything and it looks like you don't have it on. Be prepared to have evidence to prove that you had it on. That's all we can really say about that. Because if somebody challenges you and they have pictures or evidence of you fishing with what appears to be no PFD on, and you can't dispute it, then you will get disqualified. That's pretty much all that there is to say about it. So if that's something that's really important to you to just throw the jacket on over top, I guess take a video of yourself doing so. I mean, if you think that's going to be enough evidence to prove that point, but that's where we're at with that.
Cool. Well, Bob Christian said at Mogador there are do not enter buoys near the dam. I believe he's referring to correct. Yeah, that area there. There's buoys. But as for the area on the north side of that map, I don't believe it's marked anymore.
Yeah, as Jay said, just follow the buoys. Just keep swimming. Cool beans. Any other questions?
Yes. Lines out. Awards time.
Yes. Lines out's at 2:30. Submission deadline's 3:30. We'll try to get the meetup and awards started around 3:30 as well. So, and I believe, Jeremy's at his son's concert. That's why he's not talking about hot dogs. Jeremy's going to be cooking hot dogs for us tomorrow with mustard only. So.
I will burn everything down.
I told him I'm not reimbursing him for ketchup purchases.
The donation, tax deductible.
All right. And if you're not privy to that inside joke, then you need to join the Discord server because, that was pretty much all day today. And then I think this is the Q Jake bringing up bell peppers then. Come on, Jake. Don't let me down. All right. Well, we wait for Jake. I'll spin the code here because that's all we really want, and we're nearing the hour mark. Ooh, a high one, 952. $9.52.
Yeah, you want a pro tip? Write them as close as you can together so you can cut off part of that without cutting off some of your numbers. But you have to keep enough of the IDN to prove that it's the 2025 one, so you can't cut too much of it off.
Spicy Mustard, the new mascot for the Cleveland Guardians. All right, I'll send a push notification here once we get off. If you have any questions, I'll be up for the next at least hour while signups are still open, and then I'll be up in the morning. I'll be up judging. What time lines in was 6:30. I'll try to be up around 6-ish, and then see you at Wingfoot 3:30-ish. Try to get there a little early. We can try to knock this out quick. I assume you're all going to be wet and tired and whatever else, but thanks for joining. I'll post the final payout numbers after registration closes at 10 o'clock, and I'll be looking for your fish in the morning. So thanks everyone, and see you tomorrow at the meetup.
Later.
Peace.